Hi there, welcome to this Mark's Reviews and Tutorials video. It's time for a review of this guy here. This is an F31. You might recognise as an F30 BMW, F31 being the station wagon. And I guess I'm going to review on this. I have loved this car, had it for 18 months and did about 15,000 kilometres in it. And yeah, really good. It has the N20 engine, which is the 4-cylinder turbo. Now, from previous generations of BMW, it has the power of a 6-cylinder, like the 3-litre inline 6, but the fuel economy of the 4, and just really good clean power. I've liked driving this car a lot. I've got another X3 with an N20 in it as well, and we have an X4, which has got the 3-litre diesel, which I love even more. So much more power and such a wonderful car. But this is what this review is about. It's a 3 Series, so probably one of the things is that it's a little bit smaller, certainly than an X3 or a 5 Series or an X5, anything like that. But, oh my, have I loved this car. Really, really clean and straight. This one is a Sport edition. Like you see there, BMW can put out a Sport and a Luxury. You know, you get the fancy side panels here, and you get the red piping in the seats and the red on the key. You've got red stitching on your steering wheel here. Taco, you get the Eco Pro Sport mode, all this sort of stuff down here. Loved it, really efficient. I mean, they're all pretty similar inside, but fully electric seats again because of the Sport Pack. You get the full automation. Love this car to bits. It's so powerful and so nice to drive. BMW, there's so many things that are added in. So many driving aids, traction control, you name it. This is a rear-wheel drive car, so just really, really awesome in its handling and its driving. If you're considering a car of this size, the handling and just the way this thing accelerates and drives and feels is so superior to any other brand of car. It really is quite astonishing. Loved this car, loved owning it, loved driving it, love the look of it. I mean, the thing just looks fantastic from whatever angle you come at. They're a great car, and they've been, you know, really, really fun to drive. I like driving a car that looks the part, that looks good. This one's going out now. I do a bit of running around for business, and it just isn't quite big enough. As I mentioned, the 3 Series is a bit of a limitation. You do feel it as you're getting in and out too, that you are in a 3 Series. Now, that means it's a little sports car, it means it's quick, it means a whole lot of things that, you know, I've really enjoyed about this car. But the reality is, if you look at where your seat is, where your bum is down there, you are sort of sitting down here, which, if you're a little bit disabled, can't get in and out of a car, that makes it a lot harder to get in and out of than, say, an X3. But oh boy, you want to have some fun, you want to drive around some corners, this thing is absolutely second to none. It handles fantastically, goes fantastically, just is a whole lot of fun to drive. So if you're considering an F30 or an F31, I mean, they're identical apart from the fact one's a sedan and one's a wagon or an estate, I'd say absolutely go for it. And the thing with the engines, if you've got the petrol, which is the N20, then they're a really good engine. High mileage, you can get the need to change the timing chain guides in these, which is very expensive. But if you're sort of under 150,000 kilometers or under 100,000 miles, then that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I've got another video, might even put a link to it up here, that I talk about changing the timing chain, some of the things you can look at and check to see what to look out for. But yeah, great as a second-hand car. You know, you can get these so cheap comparison to what the person who bought it new had to buy it for. So if you get a clean one that's been looked after, and again, BMWs often get really looked after, so you've got some good options to take care of it. But anyway, there it is. That's my review on this. I've owned it for 18 months. Really good functionality. You come inside, you've got, well, I've got all the seatbelts done up at the moment, but you come inside here. I mean, again, it's BMW. You see the center seatbelt's got a spot. Everything fits and works and has got a spot. But one finger operation, you just pull that forward and you can rock your seats forward, the 1/3, 2/3, and you've got just a massive amount of space in here for carrying goods and so forth. A heap of, again, the tailgate here, you've got a little shopping hatch, electronic catch. Again, being the Sport, it's got all the options, so it's got electronic tailgate. But there's really good storage in here too. Look at the depth of those bins, spaces for stuff to go under here. This one's a bit more for emergency stuff. I've got the emergency wheel repair and your tow hook. It has safety triangle mounted in the tailgate here. Got your first aid kit. You see the plus there is in there behind. So just lots of little nooks and crannies, lots of storage. It's got good cup holders and all that sort of stuff. So very functional, very good car, heaps of space, and I've loved it. I really have. This is just getting replaced because I've gone to something a bit bigger. The X3 is a lot bigger in its tallness. Like from here, it's a much bigger car, much higher. So the room in the back is a lot more spacious, a lot bigger. But beautiful car. Gladly drive this on the highway and go the big distance in it. It's been awesome, wonderful. Sits on the highway really well. You know, it's a German BMW. It's made for high speed, so it sits really, really nicely on the highway. But it's done everything I've asked of it. It's been super reliable, and I would have no problem at all recommending this as a really fun, really nice car to have.